are you?
Hey y'all, I don't know if y'all can hear the song in the background, but it's called Unstoppable, and it's one of my favorite songs, Unstoppable.
Yes.
And so we wanted to come to y'all with some information, y'all, about the MWR Financial Edge membership.
Yes. MWR Financial membership is a full financial package that basically shows you how to maximize your finances.
Yep, enhancing your finances. And my name is Jessica Turner Evans, for those who don't know, and this is my handsome, powerful, and strong husband, Powerful Paul. He's also a minister, and I'm a minister in training, so we want to provide y'all some information so that you can make a wise decision, a wise choice about where to invest and what to do with your finances, how to become financially literate, how to read between the lines, and how to live like the wealthy do. Okay?
Yes. So our goal in MWR is to increase the take-home pay. One of our first goals is to increase the take-home pay of 150 million regular workers without working overtime, without working a second job. On average, we can show you how to increase your take-home pay from $300 to $1,000 a month. I mean, that's after taxes. That's coming into your household. That's viable. That's you can use for bill pay, or what's better, even better, is investment. We will show you how to increase that pay for you and your family, not just for just you, but also for your spouse.
Absolutely. And y'all, there's so much misinformation out there. We see signs on the road for credit repair, but we've seen, signs for $500 credit repair, and we know that people that are in our family and our circle have been paying, different companies to repair their credit, and they don't see anything moving.
Yeah. Besides, the whole thing's a hoax. That's what MWR does, credit restoration. We will show you how our experts will help you to utilize and maximize your credit score. It's restoration, because in reality, what they try to do to people is they'll move things and they'll send disputes in, and your credit score will go up for 30 days while the dispute's going on. But then once the credit bureau finishes their review, you look 30 days later, you've paid them $500-$600, and all of a sudden your credit score is back, sometimes lower than it was in the first place, because the dispute is over. The credit bureau goes, nope, that's really yours. We're putting it back.
Yeah.
So watch out for these frauds and these hoaxes. MWR Financial is the #1 credit restoration company right now, and what they do is real.
Absolutely. And MWR, for those of you that don't know, stands for Make Wealth
Real.
Absolutely. He has on that shirt, y'all, MWR Financial. And our credit restoration services are actually free. They are a part of the Financial Edge membership, and there are 4 core services with that membership. There's Money Max, Credit Max, Equity Max, and Wealth Max. And generally speaking, Money Max is showing how W-2 employees can earn an instant pay raise, which means if you're going to work day in and day out and you're making $1,000 a month, you could see that increase, go up to $1,500 for that month.
No doubt. In fact, with the Money Max part of the membership, not only will they show you how to get an instant pay raise from your job, but also, because the United States government says that you are allowed to go back 3 years in your taxes and find anything that was missed and claim that as well. Our experts will tell you, will have you upload your last 3 years tax return, and they will review the whole thing for you. And if they find anything that you missed, they will refile for you, or show you what to refile, and you'll get that money back as well, because we want to take your money to the max.
Absolutely. Now, if they see that you owe some money, will they take some money away? I try to say you need to pay.
Not at all. They're trying to bring money back to your household. If they see anything that has a sign that you may owe something, that has nothing to do with what they're doing.
Absolutely. So going to bat for you, y'all can finally say, have your people to get with my people.
Oh, and on that note, have your people get my people. With the Money Max part of membership, you have unlimited access to CPAs, EAs, which are road agents for the tax on the IRS. But you have access to them at all times. And I don't know what you guys know, but the average CPA will run you $200 to $300 per hour.
Absolutely.
Here with this membership, you have unlimited access. You can call them and get in touch with them for any financial or business questions, and they will answer you unlimited. No matter how many times you call, they are there for you. You can set up a consultation and spend on the phone with them for hours, going over everything you have, and they're there for you.
I've done it. You literally could.
I need to do it.
Yeah, schedule a consultation every day out of the week. And for those of you who are starting businesses and you need, something in your back pocket that you have, consultants, and you're not dishing out a whole bunch of money to get business advice, this can work towards you starting your business appropriately and knowing, what to do and what deductions, y'all. We have what's called an instant pay raise estimator, where we can show individuals in about 5 minutes how much additional income that can be attached back onto their paycheck at their job. Guys, people can literally be working at McDonald's, at Shands,
Walmart,
at Publix. What's prominent up here in Philadelphia? That's where we are right
now.
ShopRite, SEPTA.
Walmart.
Yep. So we just had an event for SEPTA employees, and so as you're working, you're getting all your money, back to you. One of the things that people are really excited about sometimes are tax refunds.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, tax refund, a free government loan. The government, the IRS has announced that 80% of all W-2 workers, which are ordinary workers, people with regular jobs, overpay their taxes. They know that 80%. Well, our goal at MWR is to show you how to not overpay your taxes and to get that money back in your paycheck now where you and your family can use it. Because I know I'm a Christian. The Word of God says that tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So why would I hold back and pray and hope for a tax return next year when there's no guarantee I'll be here next year? Right? When I get that money in my paycheck right now, month after month after month. So I ask you a simple question. Would you prefer a once a year tax return or a once a month tax return? We'll show how to get that tax return once a month.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are really excited about tax return, I've heard, different theories. Hey, I need to get a tax return because that's a way of budgeting funds. But guess what? Most people who think of it in that way, they're going to go buy a car, or they're going to go, buy a new TV or clothes and things like that. But that's your money.
Big TV.
That's your money, though. Yeah. I mean, the word refund itself is literally fund is your money. So you're literally getting your money back that you worked for, throughout the year, and they're taxing you on it.
What kind of taxes?
Ooh, how many taxes are? Oh, it's a gang of taxes. If y'all ever think about it, I know there's federal tax.
You say the name, I'll say the tax.
Okay, federal,
taxes,
state,
taxes,
capital gains,
taxes,
property,
taxes.
Come on now.
Local
taxes,
estate
tax.
They tax you when you die.
You see how my voice went down an octave? Yeah.
Taxes.
Tax.
And all that's Money Max. Money Max that's just one part of the core programs. Let's talk about Credit Max for a little while.
Yeah, let's spend a little time on Credit Max. So this one is taking your credit to the max. We talked about, the fictitious kind of credit repair folks and companies, but our credit restoration services on average increase credit scores by 50 to 150 points. And my husband has an awesome testimony about those services because we wanted to see, what would they do for us. I know my credit score when we started the services were already in the 7s, working towards the 8s. But I wanted to see, we wanted to see, where would that put us, in a matter of a couple weeks. So if you don't mind sharing,
oh yeah,
I think they want to hear about it.
But before I do share, I wanted to say one thing, that along with giving you that credit increase of 50 to 150 points, the credit restoration also helps people who don't have credit build credit, and they will show you credit building techniques as well, which helps you reduce your interest rates. Now, my own personal testimony, I've joined basically in hopes of helping others. To be honest, we have a real estate investment company called In Due Time Solutions, and in the course of that company, we run into a lot of people who are upside down in their finances, and we noticed that a lot of people who are trying to buy houses misqualifying by 10 to 20 points. And then MWR comes along and says, you know what, we can get their credit score up 50 to 150 points, in most cases as little as 90 days or 3 months. For 3 to 6 months is the average to get to between 50 and 150 points. But for that person trying to qualify for the house, In most cases, the house they saw, they can still get that same house. Now, for me personally, I followed the system. I uploaded my 3 free credit reports off creditreport.com. So and I uploaded them to the system, uploaded my ID, and that's all I had to do. I didn't have to write any letters. I didn't have to contact any creditors. I didn't have to make no phone calls. Just upload my 3 free credit reports, and they did absolutely everything else. It's like the old Ronco commercial: just set it and forget it, because we're in this to win this. So I did that, and I sat back and waited. I uploaded Credit Karma so I could monitor my credit. I'm watching. 3.5 weeks went past, and I was in shock. I was in shock because I saw a 43-point credit increase, 3.5 weeks. So I'm like, oh, okay. Let me tell some folks about this. But then I continued to wait, because I was thinking, I was working on some stuff. Maybe that was stuff I did. You know what I mean? I was writing a lot of letters, But sure enough, a month later, 28 points. And the increases kept coming. I mean, those two were big. Now I got like a 10-point here, a 2-point here, a 3-point here. But it's going up and up and up. And then I got another 28-point. And then I got another 40-point about 3 weeks ago. So right now, my credit score in 8 months, my credit score is up a total of, in fact, just above 150 points right now. So I've actually beat the average. And here's the beautiful part. Here's the great part. They're still working on it.
Absolutely.
They're still, in fact, I'm going to call them next week and sit down with them to have a conversation, because when that conversation, you schedule a consultation, and they'll sit there and say all the things they're working on for you. But then they'll tell you some things how you can build your own credit. Certain things you can gather for yourself to build it up for yourself, help build it further. So I'm looking forward to that consultation. Absolutely.
So, this is a powerful system, and we actually don't even, pay to use this system, because we refer, the system to others. We refer things all the time. We refer good movies, we refer good restaurants, and every time we go to the movies or we go to the restaurant, they're not giving us a free meal.
Hey, one thing I know for certain, when Black Panther was out, everybody I knew that went to go see it told me the same thing. Oh man, you gotta go see that movie. You gotta go see that movie. It's all that, man. It's the only one that's about us. Here's the difference. We refer the movies. We go to good restaurant. We tell our friends about it. We get a good bottle of wine. We tell people about that as well. We refer people all the time. We market products for companies that pay us nothing. Here at MWR Financial, if you tell your friends about this, and you will, once your credit score begins to go up, once your interest are going down, I guarantee you will tell people what's happening with your finances. And so for doing so, if 3 people sign up because of your referral, your service becomes free. At that point, you pay absolutely nothing, and they can still continue to work on your services.
Yep, and I have a good friend that says free goes with every outfit. It goes
free.
You play the food, the side. If it's free, it's powerful and it's good. So, that's called a 3 and Free program.
That's the 3 and Free program. Yes,
and so, again, Money Max and Credit Max, those are kind of the core services that we really wanted to dive into today. But particularly with Credit Max, and I'm going to kind of leave Credit Max with this area, is that, there's, protection against identity theft issues. And so my father, he, was known for having immaculate credit, going up to the 800s and things like that. But I started to take care of his estate, and I became his power of attorney when he was going through some health issues. And, we have to take care of our parents. That's what the Word of God says,
Honor your mother and father. The days upon the earth may be long.
Right. And we want to be here for a long time, y'all.
Long time.
That's not the only reason we do things for them, but that's our legacy. That's a part of our legacy. So as we're supporting them, as our children come along, they're going to be supporting us, and it kind of goes, it creates, this thing of generational wealth and stability and freedom and things like that. So he was a victim of identity theft. His credit score plummeted, I believe even below the 5s, if I'm recapping correctly. And, I took pictures of kind of his before and after with MWR Financial, and my father's credit is now approaching the 700s. And this was started in 2019.
From the high 5s, mid 5s, up to almost 700, and we know because MWR never stops working on your behalf, that it will cross the 700 path. And for those who are curious, I want to read this one thing real quick. It says here that what MWR does. Um, the credit score is affected by almost every area in the financial. But what they do here, MWR Financial have found that they can successfully remove or correct late payments, collections, judgments, tax liens, repossessions, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, and more. And I know for the person that's struggling with their credit score right now, these are many things that we struggle with. I mean, we've had testimonies of them getting student loans removed off people's credits, which people think is unheard of.
Yes.
You know,
that's a huge one, y'all, because between me and Paul, we have like more degrees than a thermometer at this point.
Yeah.
And they look great on the wall.
Wall looks good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it means something. You know, we achieved something, not just, you know, taking a piece of paper and putting it in a frame. Like, we have education from that, but you know, those student loans, they add up, y'all. They add up. And so if that's something you're dealing with as well, there's a powerful testimony that we have from one of our business partners who uploaded all of her student loans. She had over $86,000 in student loan debt, and through the MWR system, y'all, it was able to be cut to a little bit over $1,000. Can you say miracle working power?
Miracle working power.
And that's under our Equity Max program.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the United States government, student loans is that one thing that you absolutely positively will pay back. If you declare bankruptcy, everything's paid off except for that student loan. If you die, according to them, if you die, your family is still responsible for those student loans. It becomes part of your estate, and they require someone to pay them off. But here, MWR Financial has been able to successfully reduce or remove student loans from people's credit reports.
Yeah.
And we're not saying this as a plan for everyone, but these are some things that we see are simply impossible, but they continue to have success over and over and over again. And I don't know about you, but I know I'm glad I'm part of MWR, and they are successfully helped me to improve my finances. You know, $1 at a time.
$1 at a time.
One interest rate at a time, yeah.
One interest rate at a time. So we're going to go ahead and kind of. My husband had to take a phone call. So anyhow, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Equity Max program, and outside of student loans, y'all, this can actually slash debt on mortgages, on car notes, on credit cards. Y'all, anything with an interest rate you could see being reduced by 1/3 to 1/2 of the time. And for us as real estate investors, we buy, you know, properties, and we have these mortgages from time to time, and they can be, you know, 30-year mortgages, but nobody really wants to have a mortgage for 30 years. Y'all, that's like a lifetime, okay? And so the root word for mortgage is mort, and mort actually means death. So, you know, our lenders, you know, they're good. I understand, you know, they can get us into homes sometimes and really, you know, put us in a good position. But think about the word mortgage. It's not something that is a very flowery and great word with that root word in there, okay? They don't really expect for us, you know, to pay off the house. That's why PMI is often added. That's that mortgage insurance. If they thought everyone was going to pay off their mortgage, there would be no such thing, right?
Doesn't the root word mort mean death?
Yep, I just said that.
My God.
Gonna come in here and recap for us. Okay.
Mortality.
So a mortality, mortician, you know, think about those words. Y'all can Google it, you know. But again, as just educators of this information, we want to make sure that you have some information to kind of go off of to think critically about, you know, what you have going on. Again, this program can help to cut, you know, 30-year mortgages to 20 and 15 years without paying a single penny more, okay? There are other programs that say, hey, you can pay, you know, up to 15 years, but you're going to have to pay a double mortgage payment, okay?
Right.
So
and MWR has determined, with some things that some of us know, but we don't utilize, is that when you pay things, they every month they send you a sheet and tell you to pay these bills this way. You're paying the same bills you've always been paying with the same amount of money you've been paying month after month, but they've learned that if you pay certain things at different times of the month, you reduce the interest payments you're paying. You know, you pay ahead of the interest payment, you save money that way. There's many ways they do it. I mean, that's what it says. With this program, you essentially have people. You have people working on your behalf, just like the wealthy do.
Absolutely. So again, that's the Equity Max system, and briefly I'll mention the Wealth Max program, taking your wealth to the max, learning how to become your own bank through a proprietary product called a PRA, a private reserve account. So instead of putting your money in Chase or Bank of America or all those other financial institutions that are not paying you very much to keep it in a savings account or checking account,
interest.
We're not getting any interest really, but putting it into an account that grows for you, that you can borrow from.
What do you mean we're not getting interest? I got a thing on my bank account last week. It said interest earned 3 cents.
3 cents.
3 cents. Yeah.
I don't even know why you shared with these folks about 3 cents.
Because the difference is
pennies.
This PRA account earns interest right now from 3 to 15%. Right now the average is right around 12.
Powerful. And again, this is tied to the stock market, but the beautiful thing about it, it's no risk of loss. So as the stock market goes up, y'all gaining money. As the stock market drops, it just levels off, and then when it rises up again, it goes back up again. This is very different than a 401k. 401k, many people think that's an investment, but it's really just a tax code. The investments are what's inside the 401k, but that 401k is different. It can go up as the stock market goes up, and it can drop as the stock market falls. And so a lot of people lose money with the 401ks. And also, you got to think about this. If your employer is the one making those decisions of, what you're investing in with your 401k, be aware that you could be approaching a retirement age and potentially lose, all your money in that.
I have one thing to say about 401k. I'm going to say one thing about it, and I'm just going to say the year 2008. And most people know that in that year, most of us lost 2/3 of our 401k plan because of what happened with the housing disparity and the housing market crash. 2/3.
Yeah, that was a huge ordeal. Not just with real estate, it affected so much, and people lost so much money, y'all.
The difference is with the PRA, it didn't gain anything during that time, but it didn't lose anything either. When the market dropped, the PRA account just held steady where it was.
There is safety under that PRA umbrella. Now, the last part of Wealth Max, because there are other categories in this, but it's called land banking. So where you can buy land at up to 40% below market value. And what our analysts do, they look at different parts of land where they say, hey, CVS was built over here, daycare was built over here. We know Walgreens probably gonna build up over here because they are always across from CVS. But we hypothesize, we believe that Walmart's going to come buy this piece of land, but we want to give you the inside scoop, say buy that piece of land, because when Walmart comes in, they shut it down.
Yep.
They don't cut their parking lots around houses, and they pay off everybody to get whatever they want to get.
Now here's a little fun fact. Under land banking, we tell you what the average return is on the PRA account. Oh, one thing real quick with PRA account. It's a simple thing. Early withdrawal with no penalty. I'm just going to leave it right there. But for land banking, the average return on land banking is 20% a year. 20%.
Powerful. Y'all, if y'all don't know about double-digit returns, y'all got to Google this stuff. As a matter of fact, just Google it, but make sure it's a credible source, right? So if you have questions, you can get back to us, of course. But again, putting yourself in the best position, buying that plot of land for let's just say $40,000, then Walmart comes along and says, hey, I'm gonna give you $100,000, I'm gonna give you $150,000, or they might even offer you more. But it is beauty in making those wise choices, those wise decisions. So again, that was a very brief recap of all the 4 core pillars of the Financial Edge membership. We hope that you got some nuggets, and if you have more specific questions, you can reach us at support@induetimesolutions.com. Again, that's support@indue, the word time and the word solutions with an s.com. Again, my name is Jessica Turner Evans,
and I'm Paul Evans.